What up, everybody? Stars released a new teaser yesterday for Power Book 4 Season 3. And I'm not gonna lie, this teaser legit has me hyped about the coming season. Honestly, this might actually be the best Power trailer slash teaser yet. We got my young boys D-Mac and Marshall masked up, ready to put in work. Somebody on a motorcycle smoking somebody. And like I've said before on this channel, my favorite scene from any movie or show is in New Jack City when they did the drive-by on the motorcycle on the Italian Mafia. Reg from The Shy also got shot from somebody doing a drive-by on a motorcycle. And honestly, this is the way a lot of people do dirt in real life. Because I was in Miami Carroll City a couple years ago for what I believe was Christmas, and a guy shot up the block doing a drive-by on a four-wheeler. But thankfully that day nobody got hit. And the trailer also has Tommy Egan on a mission, canceling Christmas like never before, and revealing a major clue with Kate telling Tommy to make them suffer. The first scene shows Tommy's car driving on a bridge with a voiceover saying, "We're gonna have some fun." Then we see Tommy talking to D-Mac with Kate standing in the background. And with that said, we now know Kate's gonna be alright after ODing at the end of season 2. Either though we pretty much knew that she would be, because at some point she still has to go back to New York and get the letter from Diana when she dressed up like Monet. But in this scene, Tommy's asking D-Mac if you're ready for this, with D-Mac saying, "Yeah, let's go." So Tommy's finally about to let my boy D-Mac cook and get into some gangster shit. But this is also the same scene where Kate's telling Tommy to make them suffer. But the thing about this scene is, if you look carefully, we can tell that they're in Miguel's spot. We can tell by the pink lights in the next room and the yellow paint on the walls. I even got an image on the screen right now of Tommy and Miguel's spot in season 2, and we can see the exact same paintings on the wall. So the big question in regards to this clip is, why is Tommy and his family in Miguel's spot? And because Kate's telling Tommy to make somebody suffer in this scene, we would think it's because JP either got killed or shot. But notice there is somebody with a gray shirt on standing next to Kate in this picture. But I still don't think it's JP either, because if we look carefully, this person's wearing the same shirt that somebody was wearing in the other trailer while he was choking Miguel. And with that said, a couple scenes later, the trailer also shows a new character wearing the same outfit, sneaking up on Miguel and attacking him from behind. So it looks like this is a new character who aligns himself with Tommy in season 3. And because that's not JP standing next to Kate, and the fact that Tommy's finally gonna let D-Mac get his hands dirty, I think JP is most likely out of here. And if that's the case, that just adds another parallel between D-Mac and Ghost, both them losing their fathers around the same age. Then the next clip is one I already mentioned at the beginning of the video, with D-Mac and Marshall masked up about to put in some work. And this clip alone has me hyped about season 3. The next scene gives us a better look into the clip from the other teaser, with the table full of guns. In addition to the guns, the table also has 3 bricks on it. I counted 22 guns on the table that we know Diamond's passing out to CBI. And like I've mentioned in other videos, Diamond's speech at the Crimson Projects in season 2 took 25 guns off the street. But concerning these gats on the table, we know that Tommy's going to take one of the gold ones for himself. Then we see Tommy looking around the corner with a hoodie on, D-Mac walking in somebody's house. I can't tell exactly whose house this is, but it does kind of look like Vic Flynn's house. And also a clip of Shanti and Stacy Marks. Next we have 2 guys dumping a body into a river, and I can't tell exactly who this is from behind, but it does kind of look like it could be Vic Flynn. While this is taking place, there's another voiceover with Tommy saying, "We win this battle, we take the city." And that's most likely talking about CBI battling Miguel's Insane Prince gang. But the thing about that is, there's supposed to be a peace agreement between the 2 sides because they're both being supplied by El Che. The next clip shows Diamond smoking someone with Jannard standing behind him with a look on his face like he's surprised that Diamond's about to smoke whoever he's getting ready to shoot. Then it shows the scene from the other teaser video with Tommy shooting it out with a gun in each hand. And based on the exclusive season 3 images, I think that Shanti's showstopper is also with Tommy during the same shootout. So this might actually be some kind of setup. Next we get a better look at the scene from the other teaser video when D-Mac was kissing his gun. And this scene shows Marshall with him and 2 other guys as well. So now that D-Mac is back on the streets this season, we might see him building up his own crew. And it's also good to see Marshall in a few of those scenes because the fact he didn't have a very big role in season 2. And while D-Mac's kissing his piece, we see how much alike him and Tommy actually are, as the next clip has Tommy looking at his gold gun and smiling. And we know from the other teaser he says this is some real El Chapo shit right here. Then it shows Tommy walking into a church, guns blazing. And I can't tell everyone who he's with in this clip, but we can definitely see D-Max with him. And D-Max also wearing the same clothes he was wearing when he was kissing his gun. So another question, why is Tommy shooting up a church? And also, why is he walking in there with a small army? The next scene shows Diamond with Jannard standing behind him, telling Tommy that we're not going to lose what we built for nobody. This must be talking about CBI, how Diamond built CBI, and how Jannard kept things moving while Diamond was locked up. But it also looks like Diamond's starting to align himself with Jannard over Tommy. And that's all a part of Shanti's plan. She told Jannard he needs to get into his brother's ear. The next clip shows somebody driving a car. I can't tell who it is, possibly Vic Flynn. But this person's about to get lit up because D-Mac and his crew are masked up and spraying up the car passing by. So this is what D-Mac and Marshall were getting ready for when they were putting their mask on. Then it shows Miguel talking to somebody saying that Egan's a dead man, with another clip of Tommy in the same hoodie from the earlier clip saying it's time to go terrorize the devil. As Tommy's saying this, it shows Vic Flynn hooking up with a new character, possibly Vic's new love interest in season 3. And this is also interesting to see if Vic finally starts to get over Gloria. Then it shows Jannard in his car looking like he just saw something that has him shook. It also shows Mireya with a gun in her hand, the same clip from the other teaser. Getting us to the clip I started out the video talking about, with someone on a motorcycle shooting somebody, and we can also see Diamond standing behind this person. So another question is, who is it on the motorcycle? Because they're wearing a helmet and we can't see their face. But could this potentially be Tariq St. Patrick showing up on Power Book Force? The next scene shows somebody's car exploding. Then Bobby DeFranco walking up to a crime scene and identifying a body. It could be Vic Flynn, him and Stacy's informant, or it might actually be his wife, Stacy Marks, he's identifying. And if that's the case, we got to believe Bobby DeFranco is going to go scorched earth after this as well. Then it shows Jannard saying, y'all got to pick a side and pick it now. So it sounds like CBI might end up splitting up. But the question is, who does the split involve? Is it Tommy versus Diamond and Jannard, or Tommy and Diamond versus Jannard and Shanti? And the trailer concludes with Tommy and Miguel face to face, with Tommy telling Miguel, let the best man win. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.